to the Runner X podcast, where we talk about all things running. As many runners know, it's 90% mental. So join Coach Valerie and Coach Caroline as we go through the mental side of running. Welcome back to the Runner X podcast. I'm your host, Coach Caroline. I'm here with Coach Valerie. And today we're going to get into something kind of deep and it's not woo, but we were talking about this idea of people, when you start learning this new movement, how they start to get frustrated and they resist working through the feeling of being frustrated. And I wanted to take this back to make people realize this is more than just with Runner X. This is honestly what I coach about, right? We get uncomfortable with confrontation at work. So instead of confronting our boss about sniping at you in a meeting, you go and you eat a donut, okay? Instead of talking to your husband about the money because you're coming up on taxes, you go and you go shopping, right? We resist these bad feelings by buffering with other things. So our runners, I found, will resist the frustration or the fear of the fall by continually doing drills and continually focusing on the what or the how of the movement instead of feeling the fall, instead of feeling and letting that. The thing is, guys, is when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're, I feel like I'm about to cry. Okay, maybe you don't want to cry at work, I get that. But at some point during the day, go into your car and just feel the feelings. Because it's when we resist that fear, when we resist that feeling, that our body and our mind, it disconnects. And that's when things get out of whack. We have to learn to feel the fear and realize that it's just, right? It's just a vibration, Valerie, right? Mm-hmm. And learn to play with it. So how do you talk somebody through, I'm in the membership, I've been with you for 3 or 4 weeks, I'm feeling awkward, I'm getting pissy because now I'm slow, and it's just not working. We get this a lot, and this is a near quote. It's just not working, I'm frustrated, everybody's advancing faster than me, and these are people that have been in like months longer than you, right? That's what's so funny is they see these other, they're doing so well. They're racing and they're doing so well, and I've been in it for 3 weeks and I still can't get it.
Right.
Talk me through that mentally.
Right. Well, it's funny, by the way. We want to be good at everything.
Yeah.
Right. And running is supposed to be easy and it's supposed to be natural, and we're all supposed to know how to do it. And I think that first part of that is huge, because if I don't know how to run, then but I'm supposed to know how to run. You see, how do I? That's the first
right.
part, right? And then the success in running is measured in miles. How
right.
many miles did you run? And then fast, but
right.
For the
first is how many miles.
Is way
right.
way more of a thing than speed, and so it's hard not to judge yourself against everyone else, or try to, you want to like be that runner, right? I want to, run this many miles, and then we're placing that same value on the distance we run, or how, instead of how we ran.
Right.
So then all of a sudden you come in, and we're not woo-woo, I promise, but you do have to connect with yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to feel how you're moving, and you have to look at yourself a little bit, with the video check-ins and whatnot. And yes, it's completely awkward.
Well, I kind of want to bring this back to how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're not connecting with yourself when you're running, are you connecting with yourself at work? Are you connecting with your kids when you're talking to them? Yeah. Are you listening to your spouse when they're having an issue? Or are you still thinking about the job? He's upset with something going on at work, and I do this all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, I have no idea what you're talking about, because you're talking about databases. And really what I'm thinking is, I got to get that social media post out because I totally forgot, right? But then I have to sometimes come back in and realize that's part of the work of the relationship, right? So I kind of want people to realize that if you're disconnecting in your running, where else are you disconnecting? Are you disconnecting in your diet and in your relationships?
Well, and it's funny too, because when I first started with pose, again, y'all know, my background's aerobics. But, I've been doing this for so long, but I strength train, I do all that. In every other movement but running, I play music.
Right.
I play music in my strength workouts. I play music because I don't want, it's just because it's what I do, whatever. So when I first started running, Walkmans came out. You remember Walkmans? So I was like, ooh, I'm going to make running tapes.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to make running music. And I'd work really hard at it. Like I had my mixtapes and you'd put a fast song in.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you know.
This is where I could walk because
Yeah.
it's going to get me at the 5K mark, and I got to do a 10K or whatever.
Right. But my point is that this was before Garmin, this was before anything else, right? And we all thought, well, if you put on motivating music,
Yeah.
it'll help you get motivated or run faster, whatever. So I ran with my Walkman and all that. And then when I started with Pose, and Romanoff was like, yeah, we don't wear Walkmans.
Yeah.
Because how are you listening to your feet or to the sounds of what's around you
Right.
or connecting with your movement
Right.
if you're listening to music or listening to someone else talking even?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm telling you, as much as you love your friends, if they're talking to you your whole run, even if it's me, tell them to shut up for a minute.
Yeah.
Because you're not paying attention to your movement. And in the beginning, when I would tell people, oh no, I don't wear music, and you shouldn't either, let's just run. Oh my gosh, people were like, what?
Yeah.
And like I said, we make fun of it's fun to make fun of myself now, but I did teach a lot of step aerobics. And I never got the people, ever, my whole career, 10 years of aerobics, that they could walk into my class and I could go turn step, straddle, cross the top 3 times. Never once could I do that. And I had instructors that had their classes doing that. They were the advanced levels. I always taught my whole life level 1.
Yeah.
Because that's me. So my classes, I was like, up, down, tap. Up, down, tap. And you do that enough, and then I'd be like, hey guys, now try.
Now, if you knew exactly, if you were like in your head doing that, you are our age. I'm just telling you right now, you are our age.
But my point is, I was directing their every movement.
Right.
And we were playing a beat. And at the end of the class, they felt success.
Yeah.
Because they had done the movements and we had fun with the music. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a success, and you finished the class and you went out, you're on your way.
So nobody came to you frustrated and said, I can't do up, down, tap, tap.
Valerie, I just can't go up, down, tap.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I was helping them to learn the movement. And the most excitement they would get is at the end of the class, I'd be like, all right, we're going to put it all together.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Now you feel like you're dancing.
Right. And having fun, but it made them want to come back.
Right.
And keep working on it, right? My point is that with running, if you go running and it doesn't feel normal or it doesn't feel right,
Feels
or you're not
awkward.
feeling the awkwardness and you don't have that ability to go up, tap, tap, or whatever it is, like that's what I'm still teaching today.
Yeah.
I'm still helping you feel what it should feel like to run. The
So-
difference is we're not all together in a room doing it in place. You have to go out and feel that when you're out.
And that's what I was going to say, is that frustration is actually part of the process of learning a new movement, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to make people realize is this isn't just with running. This would be if you were learning
Anything.
guitar, right?
Dance.
You're learning guitar, dance, or playing the piano,
Yeah.
or public speaking. You're going to be awkward. You're going to be stiff.
Right.
You're going to feel stupid. It's just how we are. We're humans, right? So, but you got to work past that, right? It's when you get to that frustration. I love that analogy where the guy's digging and he stops like inches before he's about to hit gold or whatever.
Right.
That's where I feel like when you're getting frustrated, that's when you need to push forward.
Right.
And let's take that back into the same with like, what is it? I think it was it Muhammad Ali? Or was it Mike Tyson? One of the boxers used to say that he would do sit-ups until he was in pain, and that's when he started counting. Because that's when the changes happen, right? That's when things actually evolve. Do you find that with the running?
And they say that like strength comes from those uncomfortable places.
Yeah.
And so we tell our runners that all the time. Like you have to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
To get comfortable.
So if you're working with us and you're following along, you haven't joined the membership, or you're in the membership and you're listening to this and you're feeling frustrated and awkward and slow and this is stupid like a teenager. I talk on the Tough Love Tuesdays about my Helga brain, my primitive brain that is like a teenager sitting in the corner going, this is dumb.
Right.
This is dumb.
Right.
get past that teenager. Because what would you do to your teenager if they were saying, this is dumb, math is dumb, I'll never use algebra, right? You'll go, I don't care, go study algebra. Or I don't care, you're going to one day want to go to France, learn French, right? Do your language, whatever it is.
Right.
You would push your teenager to go past that uncomfortableness. You need to push yourself through that, whatever that is. And you can't be afraid to feel. If you feel frustrated, go, go ahead and, if you're in my membership and you're feeling frustrated, send me a big vent, right? I don't care. You can say, this is just venting. I got to get it out. And then don't hit send or hit send. I'm not going to take it personally because it's just you venting, right? I know this is part of your process. And the problem is you're not going to get to that pile of gold if you don't feel the feeling and feel the fear and do it anyway and let yourself fall and let yourself go. That's when the biggest shifts happen. It's when they go, oh, okay, I didn't get hurt. I was okay. That felt good.
And we have a lot of runners, guys, and we call them aha moments.
Yeah.
Where in the beginning, they're like, I felt it for just a second.
Yeah.
I think I got it. And then they're like, okay, I know I'm feeling it longer. We had one guy, I'm telling you, he ran the New York Marathon, and he said, I didn't even think about my running until like mile 22.
Yeah.
He goes, and then I was like, okay, let me just get, my rhythm. And he started doing his pulls. But he literally ran. Can you imagine running a marathon like that, where you just literally are so excited to be in the marathon?
Yeah, and looking around and feeling the joy of the crowds. And then PR.
Yeah, of course. And then we had a woman just today, and I was telling Caroline this. She came in, hip pain, plantar fasciitis that she's been battling for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And she's been going to PT, and she's been doing her clams religiously, all her toe scrunches. So she's been working on, we say this a lot, people work on like what they think is limiting them.
Right.
My hip hurts, I must have a weak hip.
Right.
So then I'm going to do hip strength exercises.
Yeah, instead of looking at the knee and the foot.
Well, but not even that, because you should do hip strength
Yeah.
exercises. But is your hip hurting because you're doing a movement wrong?
Right.
Or is your hip, because every runner I know has tight hips, that's not new.
Right.
But we're all still running. So if it's hurting while you're running, that's your body saying, hey, something doesn't feel right, right? So, but she was told, you have a weak hip. So you see in her mind, she's a weak hip.
Right.
See what I mean? So instead, anyway, just this morning, she reached out and said, I was able to run about 6 miles with no pain.
Yeah.
And she said, I stopped and reset a couple times, but there's times now in my run where I feel the fall. I know it's right. It's effortless, and I just feel a lot of joy. And I'm telling you guys, it is such a great feeling.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to end it, guys. You'll kind of know you've gotten it when I'm going to put this akin to playing piano, because I used to play piano, or driving to work. When you get to work and all of a sudden you go, crap, I don't even remember how I got here, because maybe you were thinking about your kid or something and you were having a conversation in your head. So you were totally disconnected from the drive itself. You were concentrating on something else. When you let go and you feel it, the point is you won't feel it. It will feel effortless, and you'll think, wow, that's not right. It should be an ugh, right? It should be painful. It should be hard. It's not hard. Breathing is hard. Heart rate, getting up, that's hard. But the feeling of running really isn't hard. And I think that's the runner's high that we all want to get. And we think it comes with speed, but it comes with falling. So that's how I want to end it. Try to go out there. If you're feeling frustrated, feel that feeling, get over the fear, get into that, and just let yourself go.
Thank you for joining us on the RunRx podcast. If you'd like to know more, join us at www.runrx.fit. And if you have additional questions that you'd like answered on the podcast, email us at support@runrx.fit.